Welcome everybody. Welcome back. So there is new development. Apparently I can't see from far. Can't say how it's spoken, how it's translated in English. But anyway, got some blue light glasses. Problem is they reflect my eyes, but whatever. We would see to fix that later. Right now I just look my look my screen. In the meantime, so I am relentless with this little problem. I want to refresh my. This made me a little small. So it's still, yeah. Okay, so we were speaking of day 6. Okay, we were talking about day 16. At the moment, okay, let's drop everything they have and pull. At the current moment, I'm very close to what it's supposed to be. Which means right now, I solved this. Oh, fuck. Right, so this solution gets me the correct answer. And it gets correct even more. It's correct for this edge case. It's correct for every edge case that I found on Reddit. And it is very close for my final solution. I'm just a little bit off. So at the moment, what we are going to do is, once again, get the input, paste this in, cargo release to output, this might take a second, or perhaps more, because I went back to a star. I just did that improvement, which basically my came from, which I call now prev, will store both the coordinate and direction. This way I'm going to be able to understand I'm going to be able to understand no matter what, to be able to differentiate lower costs, because I don't have some path that collapse into the same. So that solves that. Another little improvement happened in this part of the code, which essentially states that I'm going to keep on popping an element up until there's elements, because since my labyrinth has 2 paths that are not mostly overlapping, I need to also check every new node that I find if it has some, if it can help me out in some way. And finally, the last thing that I started is, if this is a path that it does not contain in my normal path, I should be pushing it and adding the cost. Wait, did I miss something? Did I drop the correct one? Hopefully I didn't. Bruh. Something weird is going on. Can't zoom back. Motherfucker. Oh, okay. Right. So here are the two paths. Maybe I can zoom it once. Yes. Okay. We can. Now this time, instead of doing them separately, I believe I can do something of this sort to allow to. Okay. I believe incorrectly. Oh, because I don't have the X. All right then. Very well. So this is my current best path. Which is nothing like that one, actually. Okay. There are some paths that don't get really recognized, which is kind of weird because I think I got these paths beforehand, but still we're very close. So there's a little bit of overlap that's messed over here. Basically, this is the only thing. Okay. So this is the one. And those are the ones. Like the first thing that I want to know is what's going on here, which is 318. Because at the end of the day, my logic is sound. That part should work. I don't believe that I'm messing it up. The only way that I believe that this doesn't work is if in some way I'm jumping over it. Like that's the only way that I see myself. That's the only way that I see it not going through. But let's check that hypothesis. Which means that at some point I do have to work with this node 318. Which means if node coordinate is equal to coordinate of 318, we then are going to print it. Now we obviously don't want to run it in any other manner. Might take some time. I believe it will always loop the other way. Honestly, kinda slow. Is there any Linux way to Linux time program? Time zip, so right, so I can put time in front of it to duration of an executable, which is very long, honestly. Time your executable. Well, very well. So yeah, my hunch was correct. I don't ever try that one. Wait, it's never a node, but it is a neighbor. Also, let's refrain from printing rather than map. Again, this will run for a while. Kinda shit to the back, not gonna lie. So it is shorter. Wait, 317? What do you mean 317? Oh, right, that's the node in which I find its parent. Okay. And its cost is lower. But the way I fix my command, so I don't quite want to hack it, but if it works, I'm gonna just take the win. Honestly, I think I've suffered enough. Which makes me believe for some godforsaken reason. The fuck? Like my belief is that for some reason this guy doesn't. For some reason I still have some partial that does not work the way intended. Which I find bizarre that it will work most of the time, but not every single time. It should always be the accent place, but okay. Not so much of a big deal. Honestly, every time that I move a little bit forward, it's less stressful for me to keep going. I was contemplating to just dropping this ordeal and be done, but if I can get the second day working, it would feel at least a little less shitty. Right now it's just pain. Big pain. Work helps because everything in my work takes like a minute or so. So you get used to your program not compiling when you want it to. Looks like it's taking more than a minute. Oh yes, because being less than, I perhaps get a lot of false. Well, I hope not. Okay, but let's figure out in some way why wouldn't that work as intended. Unless this isn't, because the note that cost is correct. The ones that couldn't be correct, so it's make like dot cost. Let's also add that would be last node and one move cost. So one move cost, it would be once, which is, I don't believe it's correct. No, it is. Okay, so the one move cost is fine. Then the total cost is a little less, which again, bizarre. And the last node was supposed to be the coordinates. Like, are those the coordinates? Last node, okay, 1 and 139. Which I still believe that's correct. But it is a 1. Okay, 1, 139. Again, not amazing the fact that it doesn't precisely work correctly. Yeah, so somehow my cost works out to be this manner. Is it because my partial is incorrect? We're moving by 1. Yes, that's correct. We're getting the last node. Yes, it is. The total cost is this. Am I overriding it somehow? Or am I putting it back with a different cost sometime? Also, I believe that I missed. Well, it won't matter this time, but let's see if I miss it. Let's see one of those bad boys. Because I don't see the code that fixes those. Five 38, 4. Oh, so yes, I missed some code. Again, not that it matters in this case, in this specific case. Okay, so I first off miss. It means that I didn't push everything. Which means I left in the other computer something. Yeah, because I used another computer when I was around, so I was getting bored, and I tried to do it over there with a check, which got me so much closer to the endpoint. Okay. So I believe this will fix, in the very least, this guy over here. Yay. But I don't believe it fixes anything else. Let's see. Does we have the print enabled? Oh no, we docked it. Yay. What was it? I believe it was 318. Yeah, 18. Yeah, This isn't very comfy. I might drop my... Although I'm not sure if that's the problem, either they are very tight. I think I can make them a little bit looser. Okay, this is done. So yeah, no difference. Let's take a look at my friend. Keep the pretty print. We don't care for the surrounding. This is legacy. So we're back in the correct position. Right. At this point, dot cost. One move we knew that's correct. Partial cost. Okay. So yeah, I figured that wasn't the problem because like makes me wonder, does this make an incorrect assumption and goes in the incorrect path? Like, is this the deal? Because that's the only way that I see it. Well, first off, it cost less, which means that it has to be cheating in some way. Should cost more. Like, how many do of these cost less? Like, see, something is still touching in my reasoning. There shouldn't be that many that doesn't cost the same. There should be stuff that cost more. This is the best path possible. There's no way that this path costs less somehow. Okay, the only way that I see that I can debug this is to take a look what's going on in the wrong path. Okay. At this point, I'm gonna do the same with wrong path. We're gonna put an X. And we're going to put this guy and we're going to cargo run, release, whatever. This guy output wrong one. And we shall see what's going on over there. Because at this point, I really want to know. It's gonna take a minute. Not a big deal. Now, hopefully, we get through this day. We might even attempt more. But I guess once we get over this day, I'm just gonna type out the article about the advent of code or the blog of the advent of code. Then afterwards we'll see. Well, this is stupid. I forgot to pretty print back my map. Kinda need that. Yeah, and I'm gonna. It's called blog.mrdemon80.dev. Yes. So this was in September. Damn, I didn't read anything before or after that. So I would aim to go faster on this iteration. Just because I want to get more stuff out there. But let's not push it. Basically, once this is done, okay, that's good. Okay, this works. So, see, this is 100% the correct path. But the answer getting outside, it's incorrect. Now that's somewhat interesting, and by interesting I mean infuriating. This lets me to hypothesize that the only thing that's probably going wrong here is that somehow I override the cost here. Does this mean that I pop it out, I wrongfully get the answer, and then it doesn't work? Like, that must be the only circumstance. Let's find out what's the cost of 317 before everything else. Let's do a quick iteration and see what the cost of that is. Because since I'm popping my answers, it leads me to believe that I'm somehow popping it off. Then I'm trying to pop it back in, but now it has less of a cost and everything gets screwed up. Even the fact I'm popping instead of removing makes me believe that that might be a problem. Shouldn't be. Honestly, it shouldn't. But as I don't see any difference, this has to be 100% correct. So that means some way I'm overriding and or writing the incorrect cost. Okay, we print the optimal, we pushed every single one of this. If L dot chord is equal to this time 317, yeah. If it's 317, then we're going to print real cost. And that would be L dot cost. Wait, there is not a 317? I think I see what's going on over here. I think that the master, okay, so wrong path. I think what's going on here is the backtracking on the left path. I was assuming that we're going to go to the upper path, but it looks like we're going to the downwards path. Make it so. Which makes it very interesting. It might even be that it will actually fix it. Okay, so this output miss now it's useless. This is the correct one. Maybe we even move it as a 1. Okay, so this is the master path, which does, however, still miss something. Yes, so... Oh, hi, MatrixCraft. Damn, I didn't hear you. I remember now why I had the... Why I had my stuff. Okay, so the problem is that the cost that I put here is not correct. Which makes me want to do a little of a trial. How about if I invert rather than I pop, I remove the 0. It isn't there any way. How usually do it, Matrix? Isn't some way... Okay, that must be a problem with the pop, right? But what about yours? Well, I become... how would you say it? Okay, so I'm short-sighted as of yesterday. But besides that, everything is great actually. I'm still stuck on day 16. Only 10 more days to go, or about 11. So I'm not so sure I'm getting out of this. Because also I'm very close, but not close enough. But you know, having fun, living it. There are bad days, there are good days. Today is a fine day for me. Just need to backtrack this little problem of the code. You have an exam in discrete saturation and it's only theory. Discrete statures. Damn, feeling bad. Combination graphs and logical statements. Feel bad for you, man. That's the reason why I dropped college, is exams. It's not even that I don't like to learn. Learning as you grow and mature gets amazing. It's the it's the exam that's the problem always. Or in my feeling, it is always that I'm preparing for an exam rather than I'm preparing for the knowledge itself. It is amazing to learn something new. I had a lot of fun with Advent, but every time that your professor will tell you to study some exercises, it honestly felt bad to me. Like, especially when in some line of job when it's not needed. Like if that's an unnecessary evil, which it is from some profession, like a doctor, it's obviously not going to go to a doctor to study it on itself. But in other cases, yeah, feels shitty. Okay, so I would want to print the cost of that. It's regular stuff, but the theory, the calc part, I passed with 100%. Well, good for you, man. Also, this is the theory of a regex. That's what math deals with structure. Okay, this doesn't. I'm gonna ask GPT because the Google doesn't get me a. What is discrete structure. But you're in major because I don't. You're majoring because I don't know any of this stuff. I haven't met it. Whether discrete stature or discrete structures? Could you please clarify? What was it? Statures. Clarify. Oh my god. Is we asking about discrete mathematics, structures, or legacy? Well, I guess it's discrete mathematics. Cryptography and combination. Oh, that's cool. Set theory, logical position, combinatorial graph theory, number, algorithm, relation probability. Well, this is some cool stuff if you're going to work on lower level programming. Looks fun. Honestly, at some point, I think I'm going to, when I run out of stuff that I'm curious in the moment, I'm just gonna go to a college, class or a college. Like I'm gonna look up every exam that they offer and see if there's anything that I'm interested in, and just do that. Since stuff is public, or at least in Italy it is public, I suppose in most places. I mean, most in Europe, the lessons and a bit of material is public, but I just need to know what it's about, then you can just choose how to learn it. That sounds like a fun experience somewhere down the line. At this current moment, I'm going to drop the 107, 129, which would be the node that I'm finding. So if node is equal or okay, current. If node dot coordinate is equal to chord of, let's take a look. Chord of 107, 129. Yes. Then I print current cost. It's cool, but I know how to use the theory in practice, but I don't know the right words of the theory and one word to make a whole new different answers. Yeah, see, that's the shitty part is you might be 100% aware and understanding this. You know what's happened to me? When I did when I was doing VLAN and stuff, so it would be networking, right? I did study that exam. It was amazing to learn about that stuff, and I was prepared. Like, dude, I went through it, but I had to do that exam 4 times. I took it 4 times because how would the question word? It was quiz that rewarded you 4 points if it's correct, and -1 when it's not correct, or 0 if you did not uh, input the correct one. Which means that 3 answers, how it works in Italy, it will be out of 30. 3 answers just gets you out. So if you're wrong 3 times, you're fucked. Which is very punitive. The questions were always one word off, or were off by the wording, not by the meaning. It was not about knowledge. It was about to text comprehension, which is fine. It's okay. I should be able to read text, but that's not the point of this. I'm not doing a major in Italian, okay? I'm not doing a major in English. Rather, I'm not taking language. You have to make more money somehow. Yeah, that's true. My I guess I don't call it stepdad usually, but let's go with that because it's my mother's boyfriend. He's quite a bit older, and he said that everything that's now supposed to take 3 years in Italy, it used to take 4. So each course, each 3-year bachelor is supposed to be 4. So that's one way in which they make more money because you'd see it's rare that someone can make it in 3 years. Like my girlfriend's a beast, so she can. I did it in about 4.5 while working, but honestly, doing it in 3 is it's a scam. They just it just is. You would feel because unless you're always there, it doesn't go. That doesn't work. So this is the cost of the current. Now we want to see the cost also from the one below, which is okay. This cost we want to showcase, which is 104,129. Let's bring it up. Which for you guys, it's even worse because honestly, in Italy, even given that, salary is low, cost I don't want to drop only because the paper which I will get at the end, and my parents. Yeah, same. My mom really was. My mom really wished for me to study, and she was devastated when I dropped the major. But I think she understood. At the end of the day, I'm already working, and that's how stuff would be sometimes. So thankfully, she understood by the end of it. Thankfully, she understood by the end of it. Uh, but yeah, I would have kept going, but it really felt like waste of time because I worked for 2 years beforehand. So at the moment, Twitch is where I do most of my studying. Like this is my college experience. The fuck is even that? This is what my college experience has become. It's a waste of time. If you're in America, it's also a lot of money because this is one the thing I was trying to say beforehand. In Italy, yes, you might waste some money, but even not you. Okay, so you're safe that day because here we do you can waste some money, but even if our lower wages, college will cost you at most about 2 to 5K a year. So the pricey one, which are not like in Italy, one that you might have heard of is Bocconi. So the pricey one, they must be a little worse. So see, this is like one of the most prestigious is 16K, which is a lot because this can be basically, I'm not saying one salary, but this could be like 60% of a salary of someone working in Italy. Still, this is like cheapest one in America. So in ours, and thankfully, money is not that big of a deal in Europe. Thankfully, at least that. To me, it was even better because I had like there's calling it scholarship feels wrong. Wait, I don't understand why do I go twice different costs. I'm gonna print also the note. Not cost. So current this, cost this. That way would be. Wait, God damn it. Stipend. Oh, sorry. The salary. Sorry. I Italian it. Yeah, salaries in Italy are very close. Or are you Italian and you're asking me my salary? Okay, no. It meant salary. Same time I get into it and neighbor. And I put the node, it should be nate dot cost 9. It should be the. Wait, not. I don't have to do as a neighbor, but okay, but a node. Alright, it's a big mix-up. I'm so English. You said it's not a scholarship. I thought you would talk about stipend, which you get from based on your grades. No. So it's a scholarships. Yes, usually would be like from your grades. This is would be let me let me search it up. Okay, so this is a facilitation, or this is some money from our regions in Italy. I don't know where you're from if you have regional stuff. But basically, there will be cities, and there will be there will be bigger conglomerates of cities, which are regions. And our region is one of the lucky one, which would help out anyone who has some economic troubles. In my case, basically the biggest factor is having properties. If you don't have properties in my city or in anyone around Bologna, which would be like center up on Italy, you can have pretty much college paid by itself. Basically, I spend 160 bucks per year, so that would be less than 1,000 bucks for 4 years of college, which is good because otherwise I would still would made it. Like me, and my mom would carry it on, but this helped a lot. Like uni social assistance, yes, yes, that's the way, and it's based on the regional because I believe that on the north and northern Italy they don't help you out, but center north there's a lot of help. Even like from even a little bit less based on how big is your salary. If your salary is over 40k salary plus what you have, so if you have a lot of houses and a good salary, you're going to pay the maximum. Otherwise, you're gonna get a lot of help, and it did help me a lot. This is on the path, and this is neighbor. I type it twice, neighbor. Helped me out tremendously. I still needed it to work because I did have financial troubles. Right now I'm fine. It feels great because right now I'm breathing. I'm not feeling bad to go and get out a drink. It used to be like that. I've worked for a long time. Like I'm 26 as of now, and I've worked, I believe, since I was like 16, which I don't regret. I think in some way this gives me one kick extra. Or rather, I don't regret a lot of stuff in general. Think that living with that is not helping anyone, so I usually don't regret stuff. Just trying to live it more, the most that I can, try to live it being grateful for what's going on now. Now you don't look like 26 at all. Wait. In which manner? Do I look older or younger? I don't mind younger, but 30 years old are getting close. So that one I mind a little bit. You look like Tim Broski. Hey, let's go. Amazing. That way, that's nice. No, I've been 26. Like my birthday was in November, so hit 26. Which, fun enough, did felt like did start the health decline. So I went for a run last Sunday. Now I have stabbing pain under my feet. Which, by the way, I was running like all the last year. My eyesight got down 0.75, and there was something this. At least the teeth aren't rooting yet. And but the only good thing about this year is that my lumbar pain starting to get away, getting old. Yep, getting absolutely old. Felt bad. So here's the deal: the neighbor is 1 rather than being 73k. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. Oh yes, because I'm pushing only one of those. By the way, sense. Sorry, what is sense? Oh yes. Like the video when you talk about your problems and stuff, like the shrinks. That's a sense. Okay, no, then a meeting and people which attend to make conflict with dead, especially through the. Oh, okay. What the fuck was the word? Oh, that's a sense scene. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Scene like in the like I'm making a scene, or scene like in the movies. Or is my OBS gone? No, looks like it's working. The stream is on the wrong scene. Oh shit. So that's the problem. It's only getting my browser. What the fuck? Pipewire, are you okay? Okay, the Arch experience is starting to feel bad. Honestly, it was way too smooth until now. So yeah. Okay, getting bad. Now it's working. Great. Hopefully it won't cause me trouble, because I used to just rely on Arch, by the way. Yes. I got so scared of Arch 4 years ago. I used to like I tried it in college because lots of my friends are using Arch, and it was terrible. I've had problem every time I booted. I nuked half of my packages in the system, blue screened everything, never wanted to touch Arch again. This year, a friend of mine had a stick. I'm a Windows user. Well, you're in happy land. I don't know if you're in happy land, honestly. Because depending on what you're developing, like if you're going to develop gaming, that's great. That you're never gonna get bothered. But everything else feels so much worse in Windows. To me, it feels so much worse. Every time I want to edit some config, I want to install some stuff, and you're gonna be it's on Linux, or you can do the Linux way, or you have to ask Microsoft kindly if I can fix my computer. Dude, it's my computer. Let me update that file. Like a lot of files, a lot of config files, Microsoft will be like, hey, dude, are you sure you want to touch the file? Yes, man. If I got into this directory, I want to touch that file. Like, if I know what that file is, I want to change it. I guess this will shield the less experienced one. Alright, then, meaning. Like, the problem that I have at this current moment is that I'm pushing everything except, so this is the missing path, right? When I'm backtracking, I do push only this one. So let's test our music. I don't know, I use it, but I use OS sometimes. No, if it works, I'm never, like, if you're familiar with Linux, so you know a little bit of Linux, it's still going to help you most of the time. So that would be great. I would always advise anyone to always be familiar with Linux. But if you can do anything and don't have a problem with, I wouldn't switch. I gotten out of my curiosity. Every time I wish to learn a little bit more about how stuff works. So Linux in that regard is great. Because knowing a little bit of Linux is amazing. You would work with Linux always. If you're working on Android, okay, I know Linux, how can I work with VPS if I don't? See? You always gonna touch it up. So that's the important part. If it's because even in my company, Windows is mandated, so I have to suffer through Windows. Honestly, if I can get Tmax over there, I'm 90% fine. Because the terminal is terrible, but I can use the git bash, which gives me a little bit of niceties. And I've started to use Wedsterm, which is kind of good enough. Wedsterm is almost there. Right now, it's kinda peaceful. I'm also moving away from Java and C Sharp, so I don't have to deal. May I have Termux even on my phone? Man, it's just way better. It's just amazing. I tell you, every time I went back to terminal, I can't understand the people who would go. I have some friends that program, I would call them the hitting green arrow, the green button programmer. Which when I asked to a friend of mine, I was like, dude, I'm using Vue. How do I import something? And he was like, well, you click Control and VS Code will import it for you. Okay, fine. But if I'm not using VS Code, how do I import it? I don't know. You import to the VS Code. Man, there's some underlying stuff that's happening when you click the run button. It's not F5. It's something that's starting, which is sad. What makes me go into Twitch right now? Everyone that's here is more curious than everyone on the job. Everyone on the job is like, we have to get it out for the client. You will program and you will go home. I want to know. Primagen really put my flame out. I use VS Code for editing the code. I use my console, not the one in the VS. See, that's great. I understand that. VS Code is more than competent as an editor. I don't enjoy it, but works greatly. Like age, which sounds stupid from a 26-year-old, but even a couple of years into 26 into work really did put my stupidness down. I used to be okay, so that's the ads. I'm gonna take this coffee break. See you in 3. I don't know if you have turbo, but I'm gonna use this to coffee break. Be right back, my friend. Okay, so the ads are running. Should be for 6 seconds. Wait. The fuck does my chat GPT? Okay. And we're back. Nice. So yeah, VS Code is more than competent. I let go of waging war on everyone for everything. You have to pick your battles, so I don't care what anyone uses. The only thing that still irks me, because I had this conversation with a friend of mine, with a colleague of mine, wouldn't call it friend, but this dude was talking about how he's learning the keys. So that would be like the control keys, any shortcut that helps you edit the text. And I was like, hey, since you're taking time to learn a lot of shortcuts which help you to edit text faster, couldn't you try the Vim? Like, don't try Vim. You can even type the motions in VS Code. Use the extension. I don't have VS Code here. Okay, I have code. So you can still code, but there's the extension which would be like Vim. There it is. So you get the Vim extension, and since you're still doing a lot of uh, editing, that's Vim. Takes like a couple of weeks to get used, and then there's a lot of nice things because you're never gonna reach the mouse. There's a couple of nice things like change these tags. So I told him, dude, try Vim. How about that? And he was like, nah, I think that's stupid. Like, how are you going to learn a lot of shortcuts, but then say that the Vim ones are stupid? Like, why are those stupid, but everything else not? Is Vim shortcuts, yeah, because that's the greatest way to me. Using the Vim shortcuts is the same way as using mouse and keyboard for first-person shooter. You're not gonna use a keyboard. You're not gonna use a controller. Same way, you're not gonna. It doesn't make sense to use the mouse for editing most of the time. So that's the only one that I don't rage wars against people anymore. I used to be very I used to be very annoying, and I understood that I was annoying, so now I don't rage wars. But this is the only one that does irk me. I mean, he's going to learn shortcuts. I don't know why not learn the right ones though. Yeah, see, that's the same take. If you're going to learn shortcuts, if you don't learn anyone and you're gonna mouse it out every time, hey, be my guest. You want to go to work, you want to program a couple of hours, get a coffee, couple of hours, get a coffee, and you go home and play Dragon Ball. I don't know, play COD. Be my guest. I think that's great. I am the first one to say do as little as it means. If you want to do as little as you need, do as little as you need. Be my guest. But if you're gonna take time and learn a lot of weird shortcuts, which by the way changes by editors, you're not gonna have the exact same ones in JetBrains as in VS Code. That's weird. Just learn Vim, and then you unlock the macros, which is another greater way to edit stuff. Like macros save my ass so often. Just that is. But I learned to give my opinion. But I learned to give my opinion to people who want it, or else I might just watch them suffer. Yeah, yeah. This is the biggest conversation that I had with my friends. They basically told me that I feel like I'm like the way that I approach problems or in any some sort of situation, it's instantly, I think that's the programmer that's coming out, is okay, how do we solve this in an efficient manner? And people aren't so pragmatic. So every time there was a little bit of conflict around, and I had a conversation with someone that actually expressed that one. Now I don't know how to interact in those situations. Like if someone comes with a problem, I know that they want to vent out, and that's fine. But then what's the emotional approach that's going on? Like, how do I lead them to where they want to be? Because they obviously don't want my opinion. And that's where Teach comes on. Now, here I'm here to express my opinion until the hit death of the universe. If there's someone who hears it, that's great. If there's no one here, I'm just talking to myself, which I really do in my mind. So this is basically just practicing English, practicing speaking English, not on my own, so I don't would be the crazy one in the corner saying opinions on Beam. The situation when you are used emotional being. Yes. I think if you're kind to your friends, it will happen a lot. Which, if it's worth it, it's great. Because the friendships that remained, I used to have many. Now there's like 10 or something like that. Now I'm starting to feel that I want to learn to keep them all. I lost a lot of people that I didn't care. I lost someone, but when I start to lose some people that I care, Now it irks. It isn't the same anymore. So that's that. For L impartial. Wait, but I do push this. Now it's weird. What's pushing? Oh, this is the young. I have to push this one, but I'm gonna add not that cost plus one move cost. Okay. Oh, all right. It's difficult to find friends these days. Tremendously so. It is. I've lost quite some friends in the 20s. I think COVID played a part because it's hard to reset some friendships after 2 years of void. And having little time as to work and girlfriend. Now I have basically I'm trying to use most of the time I can with my mother, my girlfriend, and then the friends are going to be like the last part. And making new ones it's hard. Like I work mostly from home and in office I want to work because you have to and I want to. And honestly, there's harder ways to get by. Right now, there's an app in Italy which is called Tableau, and this app, I had this idea and I discovered that it's already there, so fuck off. But this app would have basically allows you to go on dinner with strangers. And I want to try that because I'm not socially anxious. Yeah, I might have a lot of classmates, colleagues, known, but they're not real friends. Yeah, classmates can become and colleagues can become, but it's rarer. And I think the older you get, the rarer it is because the more you get annoyed of people. Like when you're smaller, when you're younger, you don't get as necessarily annoyed by someone. You don't get bothered by a lot of stuff. But when you get older, man, it is it, it is harder to say, oh yeah, that's Jeff. He's a little bit annoying. You can call him at 2 a.m. and they'd be okay to know how to help your homies. They are not friend. I will agree. The way that I think about one of my greatest fans, like if he's not out of the city and I'm like in a problem, call him up. He will put his pants on and come. It has happened. Like my car was down. I had to move out, and he was the only one that would come from the other part of the city, which is not that long. In my city, is small, but still, if someone bothers to interrupt their day and help you out, that's a friend. And those are rare, and I do miss them. Even though, yep, somebody who can you trust 100%. Yes, those I miss dearly. I also regret not being that person. Probably reflecting on myself, I probably wasn't, like, if some people left me behind, probably because I didn't wasn't a great friend at some point. Maybe it wasn't the case always, but shouldn't be that stupid to presume that I did everything right and some people just abandoned me. It happens. It's a two-way street. Even if even if you don't see it as it's happening, probably there was some part which is gone. But as we said beforehand, there's no need to hang up on what happened. I'm gonna try Tableau, see if I can get to know new people. At the end of the day, you have to satisfy your soul, not the fucking society. Yeah, yeah. There's no reward in satisfying anyone really. You would most. Oh my god, it's it. Where the fuck is this guy? Oh my god. This took me, I believe it was 6 days. I don't know why Firefox is in Italian in some places, but okay. This took me. So I'm stuck since 2 weeks on this problem. And it's done. My god, let me push it out. The stream is on the wrong scene again. Motherfucker! Pipe motherfucking wire. But it... Oh, I probably know why this is. Nope, it's on the same scheme. This might be my problem. Wait a second. So, is it stuck now on OBS? Yes. No, it's back again. Okay. Now should be okay. Not working. Son of a bitch. Arch is gonna proc me. Anyway, it was 14 days, so 8 of which I worked on, and some, I'm gonna say about 10 days, which I was stuck on this problem. Finally, it's done. Honestly, the pain, the absolute pain. Basically, what happened? My idea was this: the blue one is the correct path. Yeah, this is the most efficient path. Every green one is another efficient, as efficient as this path. And when I'm backtracking and trying every neighbor to get the most efficient with a partial result. So this node holds the partial result, and then I do Dijkstra from here, or A star. But basically, every time that I ventured out, I did not keep about the costs. And now it worked. But damn, man, doesn't it feel like cocaine when... Thanks, man. Doesn't it feel like I feel like a hit of cocaine every time that I get stuck for such a long time. I get stuck for 1 week on a problem, and then you solve it. Man, this is better than getting high sometimes. I'm just really a junkie. This is just really an intellectual junkie kind of situation. Man, oh man, feels great. Yeah, so this is done. By the way, to solve this problem, I pulled down a solution in Python, which had a bug because the dude went over a wall. 9 more days to go. Well, 9 more days to go in up until February, which are 10 days. If I hit everyone first try, happening. So day 16, part 2, done. But there is value into suffering. I believe there is. I believe that there's value right now in my work, in my current job, which I'm changing by the end of the month. In my current job, the guys will always tell you, hey, if you're stuck on something 30 minutes, just ask for a hand. But man, doesn't it stick so great, so much better when you suffer for a week and then you understand it on your own? It's just amazing because you will never forget that problem. I will never forget the extra now. I do know every single slice of Dijkstra and and the backtracking. So this is something that I'm gonna carry to the grave, or more likely to the next advent of code, which would be in, which is going to be in. Yeah, but company money goes brr if somebody asks for it. Yeah, that's one of the components of why the fun gets sucked out. But I understand. If I were in their position, I'd probably think the same. So that's okay. I'm gonna try to do that on my own, and then when somebody actually comes and rain fire on me, is gonna say, "Hey, I need some help, man. I was stuck." Chronospatial computer. This is a long text. Tell you what. Let me see How is the animation of this going? This looks shit. This looks bad. This doesn't look fun. This looks like some cryptography stuff. Looks bad. Looks terrible. The historian pushed the button on their strange devices, but this time you all just feel like you're falling. Coronal coordinates. Okay. Okay, this one part 2 was so fucked up. Well. This is going to end my career 100%. This is it. I don't know. I'm gonna use like what's the month like the next one? Because I want to make some time to write the article. Call 5. So February is down in what's 14 days. Part 1 is like max 30 minutes. There you go. Nice. So yeah, maybe next week I'm just gonna take some time to write about the advent of code and push in on the blood. But 7 days, I should be able to do a couple if they're not crazy. Let's see. Situation critical. Situation critical. The device announced in a familiar voice. Bootstrapping process failed. Initializing debugger. Debugger. The small handheld device unfolds into an entire computer. The historian looks around nervous before one of them tosses it up to you. This seems to be a 3-bit computer. 3-bit. God damn it. Day 25 was easy as fuck though. Nah, man. Can't tell me that day 25 is easy. I want to get to the bottom of it. Well, day 25 is Christmas, and maybe he wants to give a gift to everyone. Day 25 was like, here's a little bit of love for you, for the community. It seems to be a 3-bit computer. It was 5 min. Damn. It's programmed in a list of 3-bit numbers 0 through 7. Like 0, 1, 2, 3. Sounds fair. The computer also has 3 registered name, A, B, and C, but these registers aren't limited to 3-bit and can instead hold any integer. Okay, so there's 7 symbols, 3 bits, and 3 integers. Lurk, time to study for exams. Well, best of luck on your exam, my friend. If I see you later, then that's great. Otherwise, you can find me anytime, most Sundays and most days around. It's always a pleasure. The group knows 8 instructions, each identified by a 3-bit number, called the instruction opcodes. Vietnam flashbacks, first year of college flashbacks, called the instructions opcode. Each instruction also reads the 3-bit number after it's an input. This is called an operand. It knows 8 instructions, each by a 3-bit number. Each instruction also reads the 3-bit number after it's an input. This is called an operand. And the number called the instruction pointer identifies the position in the program from which the next opcode will be read. It starts at 0, pointing at the first 3-bit number in the program. Except for jump instruction, the instruction pointer increases by 2 after each instruction is processed. Move past the instruction opcode and its operand. If the computer tries to read an opcode past the end of the program, it instead holds. So the program 0, 1, 2, 3 would run the instruction code opcode is 0 and pass its operand 1. Then run the instruction having opcode 2 and pass it to operand 3, then hold. Fair. There are 2 types of operands. Each instruction specifies the type of its operand. The value of a literal operand is the operation itself. For example, the value of the literal operand 7 is the number 7. The value of a combo operand can be found at 1. Combo operands 0 through 3 represent the literal value 0 through 3. Combo operands 4 represent the value of register A, 5 is B, 6 is C, and 7 is reserved and will not appear in tiled programs. The 8 instructions are as follows. The adv instruction opcode 0 performs division. The operation is the value in the A register. The denominator is found by raising 2. The denominator is found by raising 2 to the power of the instruction's combo operand. So an operand of 2 would divide A by 4. An operand of 5 would divide A by 2 the power of B. The result of the division operand is truncated to an integer and then written to the A register. The BXL instructions BXL instruction opcode 1 calculates the bitwise XOR of B and the instruction literal operand and stores the result in B. The BST instruction opcode 2 calculates the value of its combo operand module 8, thereby keeping only the lowest 3 bits, then writes that value in the B register. The GINS instruction opcode 3 does nothing. If the register A is 0, however, is not 0, it jumps by setting the instruction pointer to the value of the literal operand. In this instruction jumps, the instruction pointer is not included by 2 after this instruction. It's not increased. Okay. The BXC instruction opcode 4 calculates the bitwise XOR. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff. Okay, I have to read. Calculates the bitwise XOR of register B and register C, then stores the result in B. For legacy reason, this function reads an operand but ignores it. Okay. The out instruction opcode 5 calculates the value of its combo operands module 8, then outputs the value. If a program outputs multiple values, they are separated by commas. The BDV instruction opcode 6 works like the add instruction, except that the result is stored in the B register. The numerator is still read from A register. Works exactly like the adv instruction, except that the result is stored in the B register. The numerator is still read from the A register. The CDV instruction code 7 works exactly like an adv instruction, except that the result is stored in C register. The number is still read from the A register. Here are some examples of instruction. If register C contains 9, the program to 6 will set register B to 1. If register A contains 10, the program... So if C contains 9, the program to 6 would set register B to 1. If A contains 10, the program would output 012. Okay, so there's an output. So a strange device has finished inside the debugger and is playing some information about the program when it starts to run. Your auto input, for example. Okay, so this will be the letters, this will be the opcodes. If it's like to determine what the program is trying to output. To do this, initialize the register to given values. Then run the given program, collecting any output produced by out instruction. Always join the value produced by out with commas. After the above program holds, its final output will be this. This information provided by the debugger, initialize the register to given values, then run the program. Once it's told, what do you get if you use commas to join the values? It output the values it output into a single string. Okay, so do all of this stuff. Get all of this shit out. It will print this. Stack it as a string, that's the number. Let's take a look at the output. I suppose it would look like this. Yeah, sounds great. Alright, so this is basically assembly. Interesting. Actually interesting. Okay, so copy my template as my day 17. By the way, let's boast. Is there anyone online, by the way? Nope, too bad. Alright then. So still responding. Day 17. This can be closed. Wait, before I close this, I'm going to... Well, I'm a little bit hungry. I want to keep an apple. How long till my next ad? 30 minutes. I can hold that long. Okay. Also, Send a message to Jeff. Always remember about the girlfriend. Okay, then. So we were saying, at this point, I'm going to start, first off, let's remove all of this from the harpoon. Amazing. Close this up and get the basic setup. Cargo run the number 1. Touch input. Hello from part 1. Amazing. Okay. Therefore, I can just parse it up very easily. And that would be, first line is A, then B, then C. So let's move them as a line. And then out of each line, I'm going to get out the numbers. First off, parse this out as use sides, and an array. B at reg, actually A register, this is my use size. B and C. Let I believe I can make them have a value afterwards. Because it's immutable. Okay, I can do that. Amazing. So let what we call them, opcodes, commands, instructions, and that will be a back. Fabulous. Which, by the way, would be a mutable back. Fabulous. At this point, gonna search for for any number. I believe I had this kind of instruction. Be like day 1. I think the day 1 had it. Oh, this was split ASCII white spaces. No. No. This is not how I would want it to be. Rust get number in string. So I can split white spaces the first couple of ones, I believe. Let's see what happens when I do it like that, because I want to make it simple. It's gonna also be, honestly, well, let's print them out. So let tmp equals line dots. What was it? Okay, so it's a string split white spaces the line. Oh, this will be an array, right? Can I print this? Oh, I can. Amazing. I honestly thought Rust won't allow you. I do 100% believe that it won't. Is this any more readable? Sounds fair. Maybe let's give them some space so I can see what's inside there. Okay. There are chars. How about now? Okay. So works great. So I can split them as a TMP, right? Then I can say son of a bitch. This is annoying. Honestly, annoying. Sorry. But how about I do it in the most stupid possible, the most stupid possible solution? It should be split them out, get the next, push everything inside the instruction, then remove the first three and put them inside. Sounds stupid, but stupid sometimes works. So tmp dot for, that would be let sum, if sum, I will call it num, equals this bad wrap here. So I don't have to care because at this point this is a string, yeah. And I can say, what was it, trim? So the next unwrap, then I can trim parse. Some num ele dot trim dot parse expect the result on unfound option. If let some num, this page has a type result. Expect the enum found option. Then it will be let num equals ele dot trim dot parse. The fuck does this even? I have to unwrap it. Parse. Oh, that's it. Okay. So it'd be parse, but it would be like how about now? Is this a function? 9. Parse num from string. Rust. They have to match it. Okay, so that num equals this. That'll be a result of whatever and use sites. Then num dot match. Okay. Num. And that would be pushed in the instructions. Okay. This print.ln will simply be my instructions. It's instructions or instructions? I believe it's instructions. Yeah, I don't know why it was instructions. Okay. Let's run it out. So 72900. Yeah, sounds about right, because that one is not really a number. So I'd have to pull it apart as underscores. Or, or. Can I say like that last? Honestly, a little bit disappointed about this. Split. Split byte on string into 2. The argument mid should be the byte offset. No. Inclusive. Split also an iterator over substring. Byte on string size into 2 at an index. Okay. That'll be the line. And this will be the dude. That'll be the same. I'm honestly very lazy about this. But it worked. So how about I move this out of here? Wouldn't it be better? I think it will. Takes just a string as input. Input. I copy this, put it down. At this point we can rename it, say nums. Let's call it nums. And let's return a or use sides, and the back of your sides. Okay. And at this point, that would be, I can remove just, could it be like nums dot remove 0, nums dot remove 0. Could have copied it, but whatever. Remove, give it a clone. God damn, I'm hungry. Okay, sounds about right. So I can just make it become like that, can't I? Just say like something of those sorts. Get this down. So 15430. Wait, I missed 0. Why? Oh yeah, I missed 0. Interesting. Hmm. Probably should be like this guy here. So it is 0, 1, 5, 4, 3, and 0. What's the big deal precisely? Son of a bitch. Honestly, I'm so close to just get the regex here. And today we are already 2 hours deep. Honestly, I'm exhausted by beforehand. And I'm very tired. This should help my eyes, but I feel like it's getting them more tired. But whatever. Yeah, for today, let's not overextend our luck. Gonna rate it out and see you tomorrow. Same category. Let's go game dev and art. Sounds great. Well, thank you for everyone today. It's been a pleasure having your company. Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong, I'm up tomorrow morning. Bye bye.